So this is an alpha spotlight of everything that's in the traffic simulator mod so far. Um, yeah, I just want to get through all the basics and count them so far, and perhaps don't forget about it. My plans. So let's just start with the basic idea, and that's just to simulate traffic and breathe life into your world. And the way these systems are set up is using nodes. So I'm just gonna grab the basic nodes, and you can place down nodes, and you notice that they have a direction, so they're like an arrow, and they point somewhere, and then you can connect them with a basic road, and they form a connection, right? And the direction you place nodes in matters a lot. So, for example, when you place them like this, this node faces that way, and that node faces this way, and so when you connect them, they form a half circle, kind of, right? But if they both face the same way, and then you connect them from here to here, the connection like connects that front to that back of that node. Anyway, so then what you would do to start is define some kind of start where a vehicle or vehicles would spawn, and then a route. So let's say they go here, and then they go here, and the destination is pretty much just an endpoint, and you can connect them like this. And in order for there to be vehicles, you would take a vehicle crafting or a vehicle workbench and interact with it. Right now there are 4 vehicles. There's a Jeep, a basic car, a small truck, and a motorcycle. So I'm just gonna grab the Jeep, and then you can interact with the editor, you can interact with the spawner, and put a vehicle in the spawner. So you can put multiple vehicles in here, and it's just gonna pick a random one when it decides to spawn a vehicle. And the spawner is very simple. It just picks a random path that a vehicle can take. Like if there was a junction here, multiple destinations, then it would pick a random path. Yeah, but that's like the basics, and now it would just spawn vehicles, and they would try to get to wherever. If there was let's say, a second destination here, and can hook that one up as well, then the vehicles would choose a random path. So they would either go left or they go right, because those are both possible paths they can take. Maybe thanks for the demonstration. Beautiful. So let me just break that again. And now let's create a basic T intersection. So I'm just gonna grab these great concrete. Like that. 3, 4, 6, 7. So there are cars coming that way. Cars coming that way. Same thing here. And same thing here. Now I can hook them up. So now here, obviously vehicles can go right, or they can go left to that node, and here vehicles can go right or straight, and here vehicles can go straight or left. But now, if I were to spawn in the vehicles now, the vehicles would just, they would not know, they would just go. They would not respect the other vehicles properly because we haven't defined priority roads. And for that, we can use the yield connector. So let's just say that's the priority road, and this one is some side street. So that node, any vehicle wanting to turn right or left has to yield to traffic on that priority road. So we have to say this node, we click on that node, and that node has to yield to traffic coming from that node or traffic coming from that node if turning left. And this node here doesn't have to yield if it wants to go straight, obviously, but if it wants to turn left, has to yield to oncoming traffic that way. And with this basic setup, I can now feed, I don't have a vehicle anymore, that sucks. Place down the workbench. Might as well put multiple vehicles in here. Let me just go with one. So I put different vehicles in here. It's very little space, just noticed, but it should work. So anyway, now we're just gonna wait for any conflict to occur. And I can see this vehicle yields to that vehicle, and also to that one because apparently it wants to turn left. So now it will go, because now it can go, right? So that would be a basic T intersection. And with these basic rules, you can create all sorts of things like roundabouts or else. Now here I used traffic lights as well, and I'm now going to get into that because that's the other major thing that I've been working on. So there are 4 traffic lights at the moment. There is the basic 3-volt traffic light, and there's a traffic light with 2 lights and with 1 light, and then there's a horizontal 4-bulb traffic light. And the way you control them is using a traffic light control box. So you can just place that one down, and you connect them using the editor and pressing shift, and then pressing shift on the traffic light and on the control box, and you can do that for all the traffic lights. I'm just gonna disconnect them again. Just connect that one traffic light over here. And first I should probably right-click the traffic light itself, because first you have to set the bulbs. You can get very creative if you want to. Right now there are these bulbs here, but you can just set up a default traffic light, normal traffic light, by making the top bulb red, middle one amber, and the bottom one green. And now you can edit the traffic light control box, and here are the traffic light phases. You can add another one down here, and here are all the traffic lights. Right now it's only connected to 1, so there's 1 traffic light showing up. And you can then say the first phase, it shows red light, or you can change the state to anything else. I'm just going to leave it at red. And then you can set the duration, for example, to 3, and add another phase, and say that one lasts only 1 second, and it turns amber, and then for 3 seconds, it then turns green. When you hit done, it would do exactly that, right? It's green, red, then amber, then green, and then it would repeat the cycle, so it could go to red, and then amber, and then green. And here you can also move the phases up and down, so I could do this, for example, and I would go from red to green, and then to amber, and then back to red, because that's how I defined it. I can also copy a phase using this button here, or remove a phase using that button. When there's only one phase, there's the option to auto-generate a traffic cycle, because a traffic light has a default cycle, right? So when you start on red, I can set the red phase to, let's say 6, and then press the auto generate cycle button. And what it does, it generates this default traffic light cycle, which is red, and then red amber, and then green, and then after green there is amber and red again. You can also hook up other traffic lights. So this one, for example, would probably look something like that. Just gonna remove all the old phases, and then auto generate cycle for that one, and it would work the same way. Now let's integrate traffic lights into this intersection here. So what I could do, let me first pause the spawners, and now I can remove the connections here and instead place down traffic lights. So I could place down the control box anywhere and hook up the lights. I always forget to put in the bulbs. Let's do that one real quick. Put in the basic bulbs. And I have to look at the coordinates of the traffic lights. I just want to pick up this traffic light, which is at the location 57212, right? I'm going to go into this box, and it's this traffic light here. So that one will start at green, while the others start at red. And now I can once again auto-generate a cycle. And this one's a bit more complex, but it generates a cycle for a basic intersection. So now it's all red, and now this one will turn red, amber, and then green. There's one thing left to do. I still need this connection here because they can go at the same time. So if I now enable, oh, forgot one thing. You have to tell a node which traffic light to listen to. So this node has to listen to that traffic light, and this node has to listen to that traffic light, and this one to that one. Now I can continue the spawners. I'll wait a little bit, and I can see that this car will stop at the red light, and now we'll proceed without any worries because it can just go. So what I can also do is redstone control traffic lights. So for example, let me break those traffic lights again, right here, and say we only have this one. And I can go into this control box. I should probably remove all these phases here. And we can say that it's redstone controlled. Then when there's no power, the light will be red. And when there is power, we can turn the light green, for example. Duration doesn't really matter, but done. And I'm just going to grab a lever. And now when I flick the lever, you can see it turns green or red when I turn it off. When I spawn the cars again, you'll see that the vehicle will stop here at the light, and I can just turn it on, and then it will go once it's safe to do so, which is now. Or not. Which is now. Then there is also the transportation of cargo. So let's say you wanted to transport cargo from one place to another. You could grab a home node. Home node is pretty much a spawner node, but for one particular vehicle that can complete particular or specific tasks. You all once again need destinations and normal nodes. So the home could be here. Let's just place it down like that. Then it goes to this destination here, grabs stuff from that chest, and then goes back, puts stuff here, and then puts stuff into that chest, and then goes back to its destination, to its home. So let's connect them. Here you need the container connector to connect the chest with the destination node. Then I can interact with the spawner, with the home node, and click on the tasks button. And I can add a new task, and I can change the task type to, for example, pick up items, and now I have to select the node position. So what I'm going to do is remember that one. So that's at 108.4.129. So I'm going to go and say 108.4 and 129. And after that, so here it will pick up items. And after that, it will go to 92 and 4153. So 92, 4153, and there it will drop the items. And now all I have to do is put a vehicle in there. So vehicle workbench, and let's use the truck. So here you can only put one vehicle, and that vehicle will now go here, and then we'll go here, and then we'll go home again. So we'll slow down for that node, and since there are no items in that chest, we'll just keep going. But now I'm going to put items here. So let's say you have a coal plant. There would be coal in that chest, and you want to transport that to somewhere else. You could do that. Just wait for that truck to get moving. There we go. So now the truck stops and starts picking up all the items from that chest. And once it's done that, it will get going again. And when it reaches this node, it will deposit all the items again, like that. And once it's done that, it will go back to its home position, right? So that's pretty much everything right now. I plan on releasing an alpha version on CurseForge or something in the near future. But there's some things I want to do first. So yeah, that's the alpha of the traffic simulator mod.